This is Jessie Cannon Wallace, also known as Ben's Blogger. This is my first 2020 GLE350, and we are going to go for a test drive. So, I have posted a previous video with some exterior images of the car, but this is the first time behind the wheel. I am going to start it up with our new keyless go button. You'll notice we've got the two 12.3-inch screens. This one is indeed a touch screen for the first time from Mercedes. So click on my navigation system here. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Cancel route guidance.
Route guidance canceled.
And that is the new MBUX technology. And the voice control. All right, buckled in, seat adjusted. The gear selector's in the same place, but a slightly different look. And we are going. We're gonna pass a GLE350 on the way out. I don't know if you can see that in the camera shot or not. So the biggest concern people have had about the new GLE350 is the 4-cylinder engine. This is an inline 4, 255 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque, mated to our 9-speed transmission with dynamic select. This is my second test drive of the day, so I have already practiced a little. And I think it is plenty. A quick merge out onto Boggs Road. That's 45 miles an hour at 2,000 RPM. Pretty smooth, didn't feel any jerkiness, no hesitation. Very quiet. I can't hear any other cars on the road. Oh, hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Please close the sunshade.
I'm closing the roller sun blinds.
So there are multiple ways to do everything in the car. I can use my steering wheel touchpad to control things. I can touch it if that's convenient. And I can use my touchpad down here in the center cluster. So one of these things is going to feel natural. One of these things is going to feel like the right way to control the car. And it's just going to come down to personal preference. Visually, there's a lot of different things we can see in here. From here, I can go to different screens in the center cluster. I also have different display modules I can do. We'll get that at the next stop sign. Same 3-tap turn signals. Cruise control has been completely relocated. It used to be a stalk on the back of the steering wheel. It's now on the front of the steering wheel. So if I want it, I turn it on and then I set my speed. And then I can speed up and slow down at will. It's something new for me to get used to. I haven't had that before, but I am getting used to it faster and I don't have to look as much as I once did. My lane tracker just gave me a little shimmy. That's a standalone option on this particular vehicle. So as I drifted over the lane line here, I got a little shimmy in the steering wheel. I also have the blind spot monitor to alert me if there's something in my blind spot, and it will beep if I put on my turn signal. This is the blind spot monitor is standard in the vehicle. All right, so we're following a line of cars here. Standard as well is active brake assist. If that car were to slam on its brakes and I weren't paying attention, the car would beep beep to alert me, begin braking if I did not, and assist me if I began braking. So the goal is to get you stopped without having an accident. And we do not guarantee you will not hit that car, but maybe with less impact. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Turn the car blue.
Okay, I'm changing the color.
Can you see that here in the display? It was orange, it is now blue. Kind of a fun thing to do with your voice. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Change the temperature to 75.
I'm setting the temperature to 75 degrees.
And she took care of that for me as well. So, Hey Mercedes is the new voice control technology, part of our MBUX. When you say it, she responds. So when you're trying to explain it, you have to be careful not to say it. She also doesn't like it when I call her Alexa, which I do frequently. All right, so if you can see in the center cluster here, I am going to come to the design and display, and I'm going to switch this over to classic. And then from here, I can actually change what displays in each individual screen. And I have a lot of that same control over here. I can bring up a standalone window on the side, so I could display radio, navigation, I could display phone, radio. There's a ton of customizable screens. This particular car has the metal weave trim. You can see that here. There are several colors of wood as well. 2 great big cup holders here. Storage cubby. Oop, lane tracking just threw me back into my lane. That's what I get for taking my eyes off the road. It is sprinkling today. You can see my intermittent wipers are happening. All right, so I've just been cruising along in comfort mode. That keeps the car with a fairly responsive steering wheel, but not too tight. If I switch my dynamic mode to, let's say, sport, it's going to change the transmission, the steering wheel, and the ESP mode so that I get a little more of an aggressive feel. Hey, Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Take me to 1705 Boggs Road, Duluth.
Please select an entry.
1.
The route is being calculated. Now turn right.
All right, so that is using the voice control to bring up the navigation system, and this is my new Augmented Reality. This is a standalone feature for about $400 or part of the MBUX technology package that would also get you head-up display and maybe interior assistant, which brings on lights and stuff when you reach around. That package is somewhat delayed at the moment. So with my augmented reality, it's showing me the name of the road I'm turning onto, visually the lane that I'm attempting to turn into. People making illegal U-turns, by all means. There we go. All right, so accelerating. Speed limit on this road's 45, no problem. And then it goes back to my full screen navigation system because there are no turns coming at the moment. I'm gonna come to a complete stop, of course. There we go. I'm gonna activate hold braking by pressing in. My eco start stop has also turned on. So right now I have 0 RPMs. I am burning no gas and creating no emissions, but I have full electronics here. The 450 with the EQ boost has the same, of course, eco start stop functionality, but it uses the 48-volt system, so it powers all the electronics, all the heating and cooling seamlessly. You would never know the car was off. Speaking of which, the heating and cooling is here. I can choose my temperatures. You can see a display up there. I can put it in auto. I can adjust my fan up and down. Again, acceleration is the thing people were concerned with in the 350, and I am just not having any issues. I'm currently in 3rd gear. Again, I'm in sport, so it's keeping it revved up a little bit higher for me. There we go.
Prepare to turn right.
My nav talking to me. She wants me to get on Satellite Boulevard, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go straight, so we'll see what happens.
In a quarter of a mile, turn slight right.
Oh no, it looks like she does want me to get on the highway, so we're good there. So again, the augmented reality pulling up, showing me that I'm going straight through this intersection and that my turn is in 900 feet. Having spent some time in the A-Class with this system, it really does help if you're trying to decide if it's this turn or that next turn. If you're on a residential street, you'll also see house numbers pop up, which is amazing if you're trying to find an exact address. It's all very intuitive, very easy. Hey, Mercedes?
How can I help you?
I'm hungry.
What can I do for you?
Oh, I don't have the MB Connect hooked up at the moment, so I'm getting poor internet results where I am, but you can say that I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I need gas, and she will respond to all of that once the full system is hooked up. We normally only do that when we get a customer. All right, so in here, this is charging. These are two USB-C ports right here. One of those works for CarPlay and Android Auto. Two big cup holders. Those can be heated or cooled. That's a standalone option. All right, again, I'm in third gear at 3,000 RPM. Accelerating smoothly.
Now turn slight right.
Watch her arrows change. Isn't that amazing?
Right.
All right. Access road, speed limit 70. Totally smooth. I got it all the way up to 6,000 RPMs. It still wasn't jerky. Didn't feel like it was working for it. I really think the 4-cylinder will be plenty of power for those who are coming out of the V6, the GLE350, or the ML350.
Exit to the right and then keep left.
That was just 268 horsepower, so I really don't feel like you're going to miss those 15 horsepower. Combined with this 9-speed transmission, it's just not noticeable.
Please take the next exit on the right and then keep left.
So overall, the car is 4.5 inches longer, 3 inches in the wheelbase. Most of that goes into extra room in the back seat, which is delightful for your passengers. Yes, there is a third row seat available. This particular one does not have that, so I can't show it to you. This is the black interior. I have seen the magma gray and espresso brown as well. I have not yet seen a
Now keep
macchiato.
left and then immediately turn left.
I'm hoping to get one of those in the next few days. Hey, Mercedes,
How can I help you?
cancel route guidance.
Route guidance canceled.
We have some slight disagreements on pronunciation. All right, so again, this is a touch screen. While I'm stopped, I feel comfortable reaching for the screen to make changes. While I'm in motion, it's really not something I feel like doing. When I'm in motion, I'm much more likely to use the touchpad, the steering wheel controls, or the Hey Mercedes. But when I'm stopped, it's fine to reach up here and change things. Horsepower and torque readout for those of you who need that kind of info in your life. And that, by the way, is my normal test drive route. If you come visit me at Atlanta Classic Cars, that is exactly the route that we will drive. I've probably been around that circle 1,000 times. Probably more. Notice the horizontal layout of the display. That's how we're referring to this, a horizontally oriented dashboard. The two 12.3-inch screens are standard here. In the A-Class, you'd notice the two 10.25-inch screens are standard there. It's a similar design language. The grab handles here, reminiscent of the last GL. And they are a nice place to rest your hand. Speed bumps. All right, so then we're going into reverse. The backup camera is standard. Surround view cameras are optional. This particular vehicle doesn't have it. Notice my guidelines showing me exactly where I'm going. The red line would be essentially touching the bumper. I know if I back up to there, I'm perfectly in line with the building. You do have alternate camera angles as well, depending on what you're up to for hitches and things. All right, so that is a quick test drive of the 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLE350 with the inline 4. Quick overview of the MBUX system and a look at the interior. Thanks for riding along. Again, this is Jessie Cannon Wallace. Please reach out to me if you are interested in a new GLE.